We're getting right into things. Are we? Yes, we are. Palutena versus Sans. This is the most cursed thing I've ever seen, even though it doesn't even look anything like Sans. But of course, GP on that Mii Sword Fighter. I'm amazed he's still on this character rather than playing Ike, but you already know how it is. Of course, Mii Sword Fighter being a very, very defensive character. Very projectile heavy with the tornado. With the chakram. There we go. But pretty even game so far. After GP coming off the ledge with that forward air and a counter, and that's one of the things that Palutena can actually do versus this character. Of course, she has the reflect, but this character also has his own reflect back his own projectiles. So very, very close to the moment. Down throw back air, but Sword Fighter's not one of those characters susceptible to that. Good cross up coming out from GP, landing behind with the punish. Great teleport cancel back air. Still alive, and GP drifts straight into that explosive flame. Poptart with the lead, but a very, very minor one. Very nice counter off the ledge. Expecting an attack. Ready and waiting. Now, of course, Palu having to deal with the Sword Fighter off stage. Poptart's doing a few high recoveries. The GP coming out with the power thrust down B instead of the reflector. That's something to keep in mind. He does have that quick, like, Falcon Kick-esque move, but he loses out on being able to reflect back his own tornado, so he needs to be wary in those situations. We're back to 2 stocks apiece. Punish out shield by the neutral air. Sword Fighter is very much a war of attrition-based character. You know, their normals don't really combo too heavily into other stuff, but they do have, of course, those kill confirms from the specials tornado being really, really good. Get some crazy stuff with the chakram. And of course, you can close the gap with that power thrust as we said before. Of course, gameplay slowing down a bit. But these players more than content to play the long full stage game, the near full stage game. Alright, Poptart once again getting that advantage. Drop zone there. Should still be alive. Good high recovery coming out from GP, mixing up his position so that it's harder to edge guard him from below. Halo drop zone there, of course. Such a good move. Edge guarding. Now once again, a pretty much even game. Both more than happy to play that long distance. Unable to get them confirmed. I think Poptart just needs to be a little bit closer in order to get the confirm into the up air off the reflect. A safe back air coming up from GP. Oh, that's going to be a punish. Only a back throw. That could have been a much harder punish coming out from Poptart, but once again, the explosive flame. GP keeps drifting straight into those. What, of course, you can do versus explosive flame is instead drift around it and then start rising closer to the ledge. But that, of course, is acceptable to the other edge guards from Palutena. Now, GP just trying to close the gap using those tornadoes as he does, but of course, that is a little bit punishable in such instances. Very nice spacing. That's one thing that GP has always been fundamentally very solid at. He's been, you know, trained in the harsh environment that is Brawl. You know, he's been forced to have that meticulous spacing. He played Ike in Brawl, Ike in Smash 4. No kill throws on the Sword Fighter that back throw, not even killing at the ledge at 170. 179. Not too much percent on GP. And there we go, the power thrust once again, the down B coming out and closing Poptart's second stock this time. 80% on GP. Goes for the drop zone there, but good stuff on GP to maintain his jump, but lands on stage and gets hard punished with the forward smash. Gotta be careful. Those instances, I know he probably wanted the final hit, so that he would remain safe on hit. But unfortunately didn't get it. And of course, the real reason why GP lost that game was because his Sans has white clothes instead of blue. He's just a basic skeleton. Alright, going back to Sans. 1-3-3-3 is the main question. Often me runs 1-3-3-1 or something like 1-3-1-1, stuff like that. Or is it 1-3-1-2? Anyway, all three of those down Bs have their own utility, but GP opting for the one that gets him kills, closes the gap. Matter against Poptart, once again a good drop zone there. This time, dropping out the up B once again. Either that's great SDI coming out from Poptart, or you know that move just doesn't work. Either or, not the best for GP. I said though, he has closed his gap. He has a very, very minor lead that is now dissipated. Again, looking for that tornado. And I like the way Poptart is playing. He's playing very aware of those mid to long range options from the Sword Fighter, trying to call out the recovery onto the platform. Good idea, but GP instead recovering back to the stage. Such a close game between these two so far. Slow Chakram just covering a load of extra space in front of him. Caught him out in mid-range at the Explosive Flame. Trying to catch his landing as well, but me Sword Fighter, surprisingly good air physics, surprisingly good max airspeed. Very, very improved from the previous game. That Nair up shield still alive. Great up B just to diffuse the pressure. Getting back to neutral now. Both players back to center stage. Great dash attack to just tear through that Chakram. Advised, and now Poptart back with a one-stock lead. Game so far have been real close between these two, but Poptart has definitely been in the driver's seat. Slight leads for him the whole time. Now GP just kind of looking for this stock. He needs to find a slightly lower percent, otherwise it's going to be a bit problematic. That jab can actually kill at really high percent, so almost gets the KO there, but no rage on GP. Unable to get the KO. And now he's been cornered by Plastic Poptart, but the back air weaving his way through and finding his way out. Back in the corner once again. Again, the drop zone there, just dealing a ton of damage. Doesn't catch that up B. Now, GP is recovering at that angle a lot because he fears the low interception coming out from Palutena. As a result, Plastic Poptart might want to adjust and go for counters, trying to cover those high recoveries and knock GP away. See if he goes for that. Again, dashing back. Palutena, of course, having the superior dash speed, but closing the gap. Again, a good reflect. GP ready for it this time. Good spacing around the down air. Very, very laggy, even though it has that landing hitbox. Now the drop zone there, and that'll take it this time. GP finally recovering a bit lower, and that is why he was avoiding that angle with the drop zone there. And the Nair plane coming out, 45%. And Poptart only on 64. GP's definitely not going to get the KO unless... Almost gets a shark underneath with that up air. Exceptionally strong, just down throw up air, put him at 92. I like the idea from GP right there. He tried to kind of space around and tried to get the power thrust right there, but instead, off on the spacing. Again, good call out. That's a really, really fast, hard to react to option, and a good catch on the teleport cancel right there as well. All right, GP is back in this with the taunt. Okay. I don't know why he's trying to flex when he's playing this VTech Sands, but you know, doesn't even look anything like Sands. Honestly, man, the way that GP's playing at the moment, it's just trying to have a bad time. Trying to make Poptart have a bad time. Okay, this time the taunt coming out from Poptart, missing the up smash. Goes for it again. I know Poptart's going to try to flex here. Dash attack. Another taunt. Hold on. He's having a great time. Tim's having a great time. Good times all around. Throw into the taunt. There we go. Beautiful confirm. Coming out from Poptart. The double. Perfect execution. Absolute flawless play. And again, he is looking absolutely impeccable. GP as well. They are exchanging back to back. This is the top level gameplay that I know you will tune in for here at that Monday Meltdown. You know, with all those taunts, GP closing the gap ever slowly, bit by bit. 6%. Now, if he gets a tornado, slightly closer, he would have been able to get that up B. Suddenly now, GP has a chance in this game. 96 on Poptart. Those taunts coming back to bite him. Those taunts coming back to bite him. You know. Oh, there we go. The back throws. That's going to take it. After all that, GP fought valiantly in the face of the goddess, but Sans was just too much for him. Sans wasn't enough. And the goddess of lights taking that 2-0. Poptart moving on. Alright. Next up, we're going to have DX17 on stream.